Hello, welcome to our last level 1 class. Thank you so much for supporting us over the last year and all the kind messages and all the nice words we got. What I want to do today is we're going to run through the last little progression, so we're just making everything a little bit harder again, working through the full body, trying to get every muscle worked, and then hopefully see you back in the clinic very soon. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees and get started. We want the hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. First thing we can do is just warm the spine up. We're going to drop the ribs down to the mat, lift the head up looking up in front, arch the back as much as you can, and then drop the head down, push the ribs to the ceiling. Good. Drop the ribs down again, looking up, breathing out as you do it, and then drop the head down, ribs to the ceiling and push the hands away from the body. Drop the ribs back down, lift the head, looking up in front, and then look down between hands. Bring the left foot out to the side, looking around the arm. Right foot out to the side, looking around the arm. Good. Left foot out again, looking around. Right foot. One more to the left, bend the spine. One more to the right, and bend the spine to the right. Back to the middle, right arm underneath and back. And then left arm underneath and back. So keep the hips still. You can sit back if you want. Right arm and left arm. Right arm and back. Last one. Left arm and back. Good. Up to the hands and knees again. Tuck the elbows in so they're pointing down towards the feet. Lift the knees up off the mat and hold for 10, 9, 8, shoulders over the hands, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest down. So make sure we have the point of the elbow pointed back towards the feet, shoulders directly over the hands and hips directly over the knees. This time we're going to lift the knees up, we're going to march the feet up and down. So twist the elbows in. Neck muscles are nice and long, chin is tucked in, lift knees and marching the feet. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and rest the knees down. Next one, we're going to lift the hands up. We're going to go for 5 on each side, total of 10. So bring the feet out nice and wide, bring the hands in a little bit narrower, point the elbows back, lift the knees up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoulders over the hands. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest the knees down. Perfect. One last one on the hands and knees. We're going to bring the opposite arm, opposite leg up off the mat. So bring the hands out in line with the knees. Shoulders are pinched back. Chin is tucked in, neck is long. Shoulders over the hands, lift the knees up, left foot, right hand, right foot, left hand. Good. 4, 5, 6. Keep switching from side to side. 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. And rest the knees down. Perfect. Turn over onto your back now. So rest the head down onto the mat. If you have your circle or your cushion, we're going to need it today. And we're going to need a roller or a ball, whichever one you have. If you don't have any, don't worry, we'll work around it. First thing we're going to do, hold the cushion in the hands. We're going to do a little bit of work for the shoulders. So we're just going to get a bit of control in around the shoulders, a bit of motion control. Gently squeeze the circle. Elbows are straight and the elbows pointing to the toes. Point the hands, or push the hands to the ceiling, drop the shoulders back. All the time, keep the elbows extended. So just learn to control, from our shoulder blades, that movement. Or learn to isolate it, instead of bending and using the whole arm. So just forward and back, forward and back. Good. This time we're going to come up and down. So we're shrugging our shoulders, dropping the shoulders down. As we do this, we want to keep the arms pointing straight up to the ceiling, so we don't want the hands staying in the same place and just the shoulders moving. You want everything coming up as one unit and everything sliding down. Good. As you do it, try and keep the elbows tucked in. So again, we can isolate the rotation of the shoulder joint away from the shoulder blade. Good. One more. Perfect. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to keep the shoulders back and down, imprint the spine, pull the rib cage down, hold the circle, elbows pointing to the toes, bring the hands back behind the head, touch the circle off the mat, and then come back to the ceiling. As we come back, keep pulling the rib cage down and in nice and tight. Good. As the hands come back, keep the elbows pointing to the ceiling. And as the hands come to the ceiling, the elbows point to the toes. Perfect. Good. And focus on the rib cage. Shoulders away from the ears. Drop the hands back. And then back to the ceiling. Good. Next one we're going to do, imprint the spine. Legs to tabletop. Keep the elbows tucked in. Gently squeeze the circle. Spine is imprinted. Tap the toes off the mat. 2, 3, keep the elbows extended. 4, elbows pointing to the toes. 6, focus on the imprint. 8, keep pulling the ribs down. Last one. 10, and then bring the feet down and have a little rest. So we're focusing on imprinting the spine, pulling the rib cage down, and keeping the shoulder blades back and down as well. So we're keeping the neck as long as possible. So we're trying to tie all these movements together now and get the body working as one and not just focusing on one area at a time. Next what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 feet together. So hands to the ceiling, gently squeeze the circle, elbows pointing to the toes, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, tap the 2 feet off the mat. We're going to go for 5 and legs back to tabletop. 1, 2, 3, keep the elbows tucked in. 4, one more. 5, keep the legs in tabletop. We're going to bring the hands back behind the head as the toes touch the mat, back to the ceiling. Keep the rib cage down. 2, keep the elbows pointing to the toes. 3, 4, one last one. 5, back to tabletop and bring the feet down. Excellent. Next one, we're going to work our adductors on the inside of our thighs. So, circle between the thighs. We're going to squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squeeze and hold. 10 quick squeezes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. And relax. Next one, we're going to bring our legs to tabletop. So imprint the spine again. Rib cage comes down. Shins stay parallel to each other. So we're going to squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get the circle comfortable before you let it fly off. 9. So we're going to go for 10 quick squeezes after this. So keep the shins parallel as we do this nice and quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Grab the circle and bring the feet down. So we worked 45, we've worked 90 degrees. We're going to work 0 degrees next, and then we're going to work through that range, keeping the pelvic floor muscles engaged, and then we're going to go for a set of hundreds. So circle between the thighs, feet on the mat, imprint the spine, lift the hips and lower down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some nice good hip extension at the top. 5, 6, 7, 8. Relax the shoulders back. 9. One last one. 10. Lift and hold the hips there. Drop the knees out and squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Keep the hips high, keep the ribs down. 6, don't let the ribs flare. 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the hips up. Remember for 10 quick squeezes. Pull the rib cage down, reset yourself before the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then rest back down onto the mat. And relax for a second. So we've worked through the range there from 45 to 0 degrees, or from 0 to 45 degrees. We're now from 45 to 90 degrees now. So I'm going to imprint the spine, bring the legs back to tabletop, circle between the thighs. This time hands stay down by the side. Imprint the spine, tap the 2 feet off the mat, back to tabletop. 1, 2, pull the ribs down. 3, just before the toes tap, relax the shoulders. 4, you create tension there. 5, push the ribs into the mat. 6, 7, 3 more. Keep the circle squeezed, keep the shins parallel. Good, and one last one. Keep the back imprinted, squeeze down nice and hard before the feet tap. Grab the circle and have a rest. We're going to get rid of that circle now. Leave it down to the side. And we're going to grab a roller or a football, whichever one you have handy. If not, don't worry about it, you can use the ground. So, 2 feet beside each other, on top of the ball roller or on the floor. Lift the hips up, lower back down. 1, 2, good. 3, back down. 4, and down. 5, and remember, getting each vertebrae moving at a time. So as you roll the hips back, you're going to lift one vertebrae up off the mat, and then they're going to come back down one vertebrae at a time. So lifting up and lowering back down. Good. 2 more. And lower. 1 last one. Lift and lower. Great. We're going to make it a little harder this time. We're going to have the hands on the ribs, roll the hips back, lift the hips up, and lower back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2, make sure you get full hip extension at the top. 9, we can get a little bit lazy there, especially as we're running through 2 or 3 sets in a row. 10, and back down, having to rest again. Next exercise, we're going to cross the hands across the chest, so to make the balance a little bit harder. Pinch the shoulder blades back and down, and it's going to give you a stable base to work on. So hands across the chest, pinch the shoulder blades back, lift, and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice smooth movements. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more. 10, full hip extension at the top, and then back down. Good, have a little rest. We're going to leave the roller out to the side. We're going to do a little bit for the core. So we're going to grab our cushion again. Cushion between the thighs, feet on the mat. So knees at 90 degrees, hips at 45, and then feet flat on the mat. We're going to squeeze the circle nice and tight. Hands by the side reaching to the bottom of the mat, so we lengthen the shoulder muscles here. Push the hands down, tuck the elbows in, so they're pointing down to the mat. Palms are pointing down to the mat, so you're wringing out your wrist. Elbows going one way, hand is going the opposite way. Squeeze the circle, tuck the chin in, roll the head and shoulders up, and beat the hands. 2,
4, 5, breathe out, 2, 4, 5, and in, 2, 5 and out, 2, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 4, 5 in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 4, 5, halfway there. Good, keep the head and shoulders up nice and high. Keep the chest up nice and high, drop the shoulders back. Good, in, 2, 4, 5, out, 2, 4, 5, last 2 breaths in. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, last breath in. Chest up nice and high, chin is tucked in. Good, and roll the head back down onto the mat. Grab the circle and relax. Great, we're going to do a few more now to bring the abs into a little bit more. We're trying to tie in the upper abs with the lower abs with the pelvic floor. So we're trying to get the whole core complex working at once. The breathing in and out is to make sure the diaphragm is moving at nice smooth movements as well, so we don't hold our breath when we do anything that's difficult. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to bring the legs to tabletop, circle between the ankles, we're going to straighten the legs to the ceiling, we're going to roll the head and shoulders up, gently squeeze the circle and lower the feet and lift. We're only going to lower the feet about 6 inches, so nothing too far. So head resting on the block, imprint the spine, pull the ribs down, legs to tabletop, circle between the ankles, straighten the legs to the ceiling, head and shoulders up nice and high, drop the shoulders back, head and chest up nice and high, drop the shoulders back, squeeze the circle, lower, lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, focus on the imprint, 6, 7, the movements coming from the thighs, 8, 9, 1 more, 10, bend the knees, grab the circle and bring the feet down. Excellent. One more to the circle and then we are done with it this time. This is the last one. We're going to bring the legs to tabletop, circle between the knees or the ankles, whichever you want. Between the ankles is going to be a little bit harder. We're going to roll the head and shoulders up, we're going to have the hands beside the head, we're going to bring the elbows into the knees, we're then going to straighten the legs up and away from us, we're going to bring the elbows out to the side. As we do that, keep the chest up nice and high. So as you bring the elbows out, you want to drop your head and chest back. Don't allow it to happen. Keep pulling the chest up as high as you can. So, imprint the spine, push it back down into the mat. Legs to tabletop. So the circle between the knees, if you want to make it a little bit easier. Or circle between the ankles, if you want to push yourself for the last class. Squeeze the circle, hands to the side of the head. Head and shoulders up, elbows into the knees, straighten the legs, elbows apart. 1, 2, keep the circle squeezed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, 1 last one, 10. Bend the knees and rest the head down. I think I was forgetting to do my elbows by the last couple there. Straighten the legs onto the mat. We're going to come back to our bridges in a second. Hands back behind the head, arms forward, chin to the chest, roll up into sitting, up nice and tall at the top, and then back down. Good. 1, 2, we're going to go for 5 of these, 3, 4, 1 last one, 5, keep the shoulders back down onto the mat nice and slow, bend the knees, and the next one we're going to do a teaser prep. So I'm going to imprint the spine, bring the legs to tabletop, hands back behind the head, up onto the back of the hips, and chest forward to the top. Roll back down. 1, straighten the spine. 2, going for 5, 3, back down. 4, back down. Last one, rolling up. We're going to stay here. I'm going to put the feet down and hands down behind us. Let's have a little bit of room. Next one, we're going to work a little bit for the hip flexors, a little bit for the back, Then we're coming back to our bridges and then we're doing loads for side glutes. So hands back either side of the mat, twist the elbows towards each other, really pulling the shoulders back. We're going to lift the toes up, so knees, hips, ankles 90 degrees. We're going to straighten the right leg, lower it halfway to the mat, and circles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change directions. 10, 8, 7, 6, 4. Keep the chin tucked in, chest forward. 1 more, and bend the right knee. Keep twisting those shoulders towards each other, elbows towards each other, shoulders back. 1, and circles with the left leg. 2, 3, 4. Keep twisting those elbows. 8, 9, 10. Pull the rib cage down and change directions. 8, 7. Chin is tucked in, chest is forward. Smooth circles. Keep them round. Mine aren't very round. 2, 1, and bend the left knee. Have a little rest. Next, we're going to straighten the legs out. We're going to try and lift our hips up off the mat. If you find this difficult, you can come from a bent knee position and come up. But if you want to make it harder, straighten the legs down, twist the elbows towards each other, chin to the chest, lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep twisting the shoulder blades back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more, 10, and back down and have a little rest. The next one is for the core, and the next one's quite difficult. What we're going to do is our flutter kicks that we usually do in the air on the back. We're going to do them with the legs straight. So hands back either side, knees are bent. We're going to pinch the shoulders back, bring the hands back further so you can really sit back into them. We're going to straighten the legs and little kicks. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees. Roll back down onto your back. You want to grab the roller. Perfect. Nearly there. Final class. Nearly at the final 5 minutes. 2 hands by the side. Right foot on the roller. Left knee to the chest. Lift and lower. 1, 2. 2 hands on the ribs. 3, 4. Right hand across the chest. 5, 6. Left hand across the chest. 7, 8, 9. One last one. 10. And down. Switch legs. Left foot on the roller. 2 hands by the side to start. Right knee to the chest. Lift and lower. 1, 2. 2 hands on the ribs. 3, 4. Left hand across the chest. 5, 6. 2 hands across. 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. And down. Leave the roller down to the side. We're finished with that. And onto your side now. So, rest the head down on the mat. Little bend at your hips. Feet swing forward to the front of the mat. Push that top heel away. We're going to run through our full side series without a break. So lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep the hips still. 9, 10. Keep the leg parallel to the floor. Little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure the hips don't go forward and back. Relax the shoulders, keep them away from the ears. 1, and change directions. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, rest the head into the bottom hand, 2, 1, into big circles, forward, up, back and down, 1, 2, make sure the hips don't reach up to the shoulders, you lift the leg up, 3, 4, so keep those circles a little bit smaller, 5, and push the heel away, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, change directions, up, forward, down and back, 1, 2, 3, push the hip away, 4, 5, nice big circles, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10, and cycle forward, 1, 2, 3, so keep the abs engaged a little bit as you do this, 4, create tension in your stomach muscles, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, shoulders are back, 10, and backwards, so nearly there, 10, 9, this is the last exercise on the left leg, 5, 4, 3, you can feel it working all down here, 2, 1, and rest the leg down. Perfect. Flip over to the opposite side. So again, back line up at the back of the mat, head resting down on the mat, little sweep forward at the hips, top hand on the hip, and we'll run through them. 10 lifts, 2, 3, push that heel away, 4, engage the abs, 5, just a little bit of tension, 6, shoulders are back and down, 7, rest the head down, 9, 10, keep the leg up, circles, 10, 9, 8, toes pointing forward, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and change directions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, kick the leg forward, up, back and down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, change directions, 10, 9, 8, keep the ribs down, 7, nice round circles, 6, 5, I'm struggling to lift this right leg up, 4, 3, 2, rest the bottom leg down, 1, and we're nearly there, last exercise, forward for 10, 9, 8, keep that knee pointing up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and backwards, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, shoulders away from the ears, 2, 1, and rest the legs down. And that's it. That's the end of our classes, unfortunately. Well, the end of our online classes. That's 14 months of them. Thank you so much for keeping them up during the whole time. I hope you enjoyed them. We've got them back running in the clinic now. Hopefully we won't have to do any more online stuff, and we're slowly on our way back to normal. So we'll send you emails over the next few weeks as we start more and more classes. So if you'd like to join one, just give us a call and let us know. We'll talk to you soon. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.